Today I will be creating this Morph text effects. I saw this in a movie trailer and I thought it was cool and I wanted to see if I can reproduce it in Canva. So let me show you how I did it. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go over into my apps. We're going to do the gradient one. So I'm going to go into my apps because I've used it before. Let's see if I can find it. I want to get the type gradient app. So just type in type gradient in your apps and you will find this app if you've not used it before. So I am going to use my name. So I'm going to do it all uppercase. And what you want is a kind of thick font. This one is a good font already, so I'm going to just leave it where it's at. But you know, you got a lot of different fonts to choose from. But for this, I'm just going to leave it on the font that I already have. For the gradient, what you want to do is kind of have a solid color at the top and a solid color at the bottom. So I'm going to leave it as it is. If you want to get a little creative, you can try to do it a little, like mix it up some, but make sure your colors at the top and the bottom of each letter is kind of solid so you'll see why when we start adding stuff. So I'm just going to leave this as it is because it's got the blue here and the purple at the bottom. So I'm going to go and add this to the design. So now I'm going to make it bigger. And I'm done with this app, so I'm going to click off of that. The next thing I need is to go down to shapes and pick out a square. So what I'm going to do now, I don't need this anymore, let's give more room for y'all to see, is I am going to align this. It automatically gave me the bottom color here, so that's good. So I don't have to worry about color picking that. And I am going to align it up with the bottom of my M. So I'm going to use my arrow key. So if you hear me say bump, 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 that's what I'm doing. I'm using my arrow keys on my keypad down here to kind of line this up. Now another trick here, if you notice, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see, is sometimes when you do this, you will have something that's like, it looks a little bit over. It's hard to get it lined up exactly. So what you can do if it doesn't, and you have like a little bit of an edge on these, this one turned out good, but I'm going to just do this as an example. You can go into position. You can go and change the width. So you see 70.2 is too big. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to go, let's say 68, enter. And then you can do stuff like that to get it down into what you want. So we'll do 66, enter. And then if you have like a fine line, so that's still a little bit, I'm going to bump it up one more. And let's take it down to 65. And you're just going to do that till you can get it lined up and looking very smooth in there. So I'm going to go and I'm going to duplicate it. And then you're going to go down to the next space, whatever one you want to go down next. We're going to do the eye. And you're going to try to line that up and see how this is a little bit short. So I'm going to pull. I got a little hang over there. So I'm going to go from this side, line that side up, try to pull in like so. And see how I've got a little bit of a hang there. So what I want to do here, it's at 67. Let's go 68.5 and see if that'll fill it up. I think it could go, let's go 69 and see. That looks way better. And that's all you're going to do across your bottom. You're going to pick whatever ones you want to do at the bottom. I'm going to do this H. I'm going to try to, I always try to drag first because if you can do it in a drag and not have to bump that down, I'm just going to take that to 71, enter, and see if that fills up. And I'm going to bump there. And then I want to do one of my E's. So no, I want to do my L and then my last E. So I want to bring that all the way across, see if that's filled in well, and then duplicate that one. That one did good. And then I'm going to do this last E over here. Bump, 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 bump. Using my arrow keys, y'all. Using my arrow keys. And this needs to come over just a smidge. Now this is going to be the same process if you're doing a solid color. You just don't have to worry about, you're just going to use solid color squares. Now I'm going to duplicate this. Then I'm going to go to the top where I want to go up top. and start doing the same thing up top. Now the color picker, for some reason I've noticed, is not all that great. So that's good. Hopefully your colors match well. So what I want to do is bump, 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 bump. Oh, come on. Bump, 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 bump. And I'm going to put it on top. Put it over. As you can see, it's just a hair bit darker than that, but that's okay. We're going to go over, take that M, duplicate it. I don't do any of the round ones. I just do anything that's square. That's why you want something blocky, and you want something that is chunky. Blocky and chunky. So that looks a little small there. Let's see if we can bump that out a little bit more on both sides. I think that's good. Let's duplicate that and do the top of the E. Bring that all the way across. And like the bigger letters, you don't have to do if you don't want to. You can just do the smaller letters if that's something you want to do. And then I'll duplicate that and bring it over to my L. Like so. I feel like I need to bump on that E a little bit more, and then go here. And then bring this out just a hair here. Okay. And then once you got it where you want it to do, what you're going to do is we're going to reduce this page down like so. And then what you want to do is you're going to take these and stretch them out, and stretch them out in different lengths. So as you can see, I'm going to take this one down far. Or maybe take this one down maybe here. Take this one down here. And the reason why I'm doing different lengths is because that when they go up, they won't go up all at one time at the same speed because they got to go further. Each one of these blocks has to go further. So we're going to do and take all of these and go off. We'll do this one short. We'll do this one medium. And tip, if you look right here and you see my little arrows right there, if you don't see that little pull bar there, just look and make sure your arrow is not the sideway arrow like that, because then your box is going to expand and then you're going to lose all that size. And make sure your arrow is straight up and down and then pull upward. Now I have my first one done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this page, and then I'm going to grab each one of these, make sure my arrow is that way, and then I'm going to take them all the way up to the bottom of my text. I'm going to take that, grab it all the way up to the bottom of my text. Take this one, grab it, slide it all the way up to the bottom. Take this, slide this all the way up to the bottom. Slide this all the way up to the bottom. And we're going to do the same at the top. If you got to reduce this so you can get to one you pulled like way out there. Oh, make sure they're straight up and down. Your little arrows right there. Go all the way down. All the way down. See how that one wanted to be there? Crooked, crooked. We don't want it crooked, crooked. We want it straight up and down. And then take it all the way down to the bottom. So now your text looks normal. Now what we want to do is we're going to go into our trusty friend, match and move. And we're going to go over here. We're going to turn it all the way up. And then I'm just going to time my pages at 2. Enter. And then turn it down a little bit because it's still not going to be at 2. And they're at 2. So let's see what we got. Let's take that off of there so we can see. And make this bigger. And here we go. And then let's go ahead and change the background to black. We're going to add some, let's change them all and make them look spectacular. And then you can do something like that, and it's just like a movie. It's like the thing I saw in the movie trailer. That's how they did the effect. The little lines came down and made the text solid. So I thought it was cool when I thought, well, let me try it in Canva. And that's what I came up with. So this is easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'm glad you guys stopped by. And I want to thank you And I will see you on the next one. I love you guys. Bye, y'all.